Good morning, students. This is Saraswati KB, Associate Professor, Government First Aid College, Tiptur. In this session of the video, we will learn about the religious beliefs of 18th century and related issues. Religion was a topic of considerable dispute in the Romantic period. The Church of England held the status of establishment church, and as such, Protestantism enjoyed the privileges of this position. The nature of this religious influence was fundamentally connected with the political context. The French Revolution advocated rebellion against all forms of social authority, with British propaganda labeling this attitude paradoxically as Catholic as well as atheist, attempting to discredit the ideological perspective and maintain the institutions of the monarchy and the church. The limitations of the relative tolerance were tested by increasing prominence. Pantheism flourished particularly in the Romantic period and arguably became one of its defining characteristics. Atheism was also increasingly defended, adhering to the empirical principles of the Age of Enlightenment. This religious diversity is reflected in literature produced by the period, for instance, in Wordsworth's Ode and Intimations of Immortality. Wordsworth's Ode on Intimations of Immortality and Shelley's The Necessity of Atheism. Both portray a representation of their authors' religious identities, exemplifying the complexity of reactions to the religious status quo of the Romantic period in a variety of ways. Shelley's complaints in his essay Necessity are directed at organized religion and its political ties rather than the concept of theism itself. This is supported by a consideration of his other works. S.F. Gangridge describes Queen Mab as an outspoken and unblushing attack upon Christianity, while England in 1819 refers to religion as Christless, godless. Shelley's argument in Necessity is that, theoretically speaking, the existence of God cannot be proven, thereby directly opposing the dominant religious system. In Ode to Immortality, Wordsworth emphasizes the virtues of pantheism with reflection of this gap while engaged with nature, proving an adequate substitute for the innocent perspective of childhood itself. This conclusion champions an individual spiritual solution other than that ratified by the Church of England. Wordsworth is not just promoting pantheism, but indirectly criticizing Protestantism by its absence due to their mutual exclusivity. The rising and setting of the sun is simultaneously finite yet cyclical. Human life too is finite in an individual sense, but can be considered as cyclical if viewed collectively as part of nature in a pantheistic sense. This is what is reflected in his poem Ode to Immortality. Wordsworth's arguments and religious perspective in Ode are by no means universally agreed. Some critics view the occasional instances of Christian vocabulary as central to understanding the poem, with references to heaven and God, who is our home, in Thomas Racer's eyes, constituting sufficient evidence that Wordsworth's philosophical mind is that of the Christian philosopher. In Tintin Abbey, another Wordsworth's poem, he describes nature as the anchor of my purest thoughts, the nurse, the guide, the guardian of my heart and soul, of all my moral being. In Ode itself, this pantheistic perspective is indicated by a number of features. The poem expresses a semantic field of nature depicting birds and young lambs, significantly referring to such sights as apparelled in celestial light. More specifically, the earth is anthropomorphized as a homely nurse to the foster child, her inmate man. Despite this guardianship, Wordsworth considers life to be an inevitably corrupting experience, with children closer to this pure relationship with nature being blessed. In this sense, before this relationship fades in adults for whom there hath passed away glory from this earth, Shelley also echoes this sentiment in Necessity, stating that as men grow up, this power commonly decays and they become mechanical and habitual agents. Okay, students, this is in brief the attitude of religion in the 18th century as reflected in the Ode to Immortality by Wordsworth and the essay Necessity by P.B. Shelley. To conclude, Wordsworth questions how this quality can be regained, that is, the quality of a child who has lost his innocence as he grows as an adult, concluding that this process of loss does not have to be negative, since recollection of youth can facilitate a closer philosophical relationship with nature, contemplating thoughts that do often lie too deep for tears through a pantheistic perspective. Shelley is not alone in this complaint, with Blake also describing God's priest and king making up a heaven of our misery, implying the marginalization of underlying Christian principles through the institutionalization of the church. Okay, we'll here end this session of the idea of religion in 18th century and their observations regarding institutionalization of the church. Thank you.